All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the third live video on this page, CELTA and Delta Secrets. I'm just waiting for some people to join the live video. And yes, please, if my voice is clear, so please leave a comment. Tell me the voice is clear. Actually, I'm here in my car. And today's live video is about error correction. This is the third live video on this page. The second one was about helping students work on their weaknesses. And we talked about needs analysis tools, types of mistakes, and why students make mistakes. Today's live video is different. Just give me half a minute to share this live video so that people can join us and answer the questions and take part in the discussion. How to share it? You can share it. Yeah. So, is my voice clear? The people who are watching, is my voice clear? Okay, so anyway, yeah, we're talking today about error correction. Correcting students' errors is a sensitive topic. So you need to be aware, you need to be careful when it comes to correcting students' errors. We're gonna answer 3 questions today on why should we correct students' errors. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Isam. I see yes. Okay, so I guess my voice is clear. Why is it important to correct students' errors? And how should we correct students' errors? When should we correct students' errors? All right, so first of all, my question to all of you. Yes, please, I can't share the live video now. So please, if you're watching me, leave a comment so that I see people commenting on the video. And at the same time, you can share the video. All right? So the first question, is it important to correct students' errors? Yes or no? And why? I believe everyone is going to say yes, it's important to correct students' errors. This is one of the teacher's roles in the EFL, ECL classes. But why? This is the question. Why is it important to correct students' errors? A simple answer is students learn from their mistakes. Students learn from their mistakes. Yeah, this is a fact. We people, we learn from our mistakes. So allow your students to make mistakes. Don't allow anyone in class to make fun of the students who make mistakes. This is one thing. Yes, Miss Jihan. Yeah. So we as teachers, we correct students' mistakes for them to learn. Because if they don't make mistakes, they will never learn. Okay, you agree, right? So we're human beings, we make mistakes. Even machines make mistakes sometimes. Yeah. So the first question, is it important to correct students' mistakes? The answer is definitely yes. Why? Because this gives an opportunity to the learners to learn from their mistakes. Okay, simple question. Easy. The second question, which is a bit more complex. Yeah, Mr. Isam, that's the fastest way to learn from your mistakes. Yeah. To get someone to correct your mistakes. Yeah, of course, to have another eye with you. Okay, the second question, which is a bit more complex. How should teachers correct students' errors? There are 3 rough ways. If you know any of them, please Type them in the chat box. One of them is when the focus is on accuracy. Another one is when the focus of the activity is on fluency. And the third one, when the mistake or the error is not relevant to the lesson. So I'm trying to make it easy for you, okay? What are the 3 different ways that we should respond to mistakes? Miss Amal, if you want to improve their speaking fluency, you shouldn't interrupt their speaking flow. Yeah, this is a very good one. So yes, as you, Miss Amal and Miss Jihan said, DEC, which stand for delayed error correction. So this is one way on how to respond to students' errors, is to delay or to postpone it. Yes, delay. So we delay error correction if the focus is on fluency. You shouldn't interrupt students while they are having a speaking activity. So delay. Okay. Number 1 is on the spot. Correct the student's error on the spot. If the focus is on accuracy in a controlled or a semi-controlled activity, restricted or semi-restricted, then you need to correct on the spot. Okay, don't wait. Correct on the spot. And we're gonna mention 7 ways on how to correct the students' errors on the spot right now. So stay tuned. Don't go away. Yes, so number 1 is to correct on the spot. If the student's error is on an activity which focuses on accuracy, like controlled and semi-controlled activity, or restricted and semi-restricted activities. If the focus is not on accuracy, the focus is on fluency in a speaking activity, for example, then you need to delay, take notes, and give feedback or correct the student's errors after the activity. Do not interrupt. And the third case is to ignore. Mr. Ahmed Hisham, without any mistakes, you couldn't know the whole line you're going to. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I agree. So correct on the spot if the focus is on accuracy. Correct after the activity if the focus is on fluency. And number 3 is to ignore. Just ignore. You don't have, as a teacher, you don't have to correct everything in class. Okay? If the learner is making an error which is not relevant to the lesson, you're teaching them the present simple tense and they are making mistakes with the present perfect tense. So at this time, you need to ignore it. Okay? Don't correct it. So 3 cases again, please type them in the chat. Number 1, on the spot. Accuracy. Focus is on accuracy. Number 2, delay. Focus is on fluency. Number 3, ignore when the error is not relevant to the lesson. Question number 3, and this is the basic or the meat of this live video, how to correct. On the spot, I'm going to mention 7 ways of how to correct on the spot, and to delay, I'm going to mention 2 ways. Guys, please, could you share the video? I can't share it right now, so please share the video, okay, so that more people can join. And yes, let's get into the meat of this live video. Question number 3. So we answered 2 questions till now. The first question is it important to correct students' errors? Yes, and why? We said for students to learn. The second question was, how should teachers correct? And we mentioned 3 cases. The first one, on the spot. The second one, delay. And the third one, just ignore. Question number 3, what are the different ways to respond to students' errors? And these different ways were mentioned in one of the precious books by Scott Thornbury, which is How to Teach Grammar. Okay, so I'm going to mention some of them right now. On the spot, and I'm going to give some examples, by the way. Number one, please type down in the comments. Number one, positive or negative direct feedback. Because some teachers, because it's a sensitive topic, one of the students is giving a wrong answer and the teacher is feeling like, I don't want to embarrass the student, so they are not saying no, wrong, it's not correct. No, the teacher sometimes should be direct, whether it's positive or negative, but you should say it in a proper way, of course. So if one of the students is given a wrong answer, don't be shy to say no. You can say no, sorry, it's quite near, you came close, try again some other time, let's see someone else answer. Okay, so positive, negative direct feedback. Say yes, right, or no, I'm sorry. Because if one of the students give you a wrong answer and you're saying okay, thank you, then the other students will be confused. They will feel like, oh, the teacher said thank you, the teacher said okay, so is this correct or incorrect? You should be clear. You should be clear. Okay? So this is one way on how to correct on the spot. Positive, negative, direct feedback. The second one is prompt teacher response. Like when one of the students is giving a wrong answer, like I have two sisters, then you say the plural S, sisters. Prompt teacher correction. Okay? Number three, inviting peer correction. Inviting the other students to correct some students. Who can correct it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think so? How can we say it in a better way? So, inviting peer correction, asking the other students to take part in the activity or to take part in correction. Of course, students should be trained on how to give feedback. Otherwise, they're going to cause a lot of trouble. Number four is reformulation. Reformulation. Please type it. Reformulation is when you say exactly what the student said and stop at the point when they made the mistake. Okay? So for example, one of the students said, he is eat fish. Then there is an error. He's eating. So you as a teacher, to reformulate this, you need to say the same sentence and stop at the point when the student made an error. So you say, he's eat, then the student will recognize that they made a mistake and they will say eating. So this is called what? Reformulation. Reformulation. Can you type it? And of course, we do this if we think that this is a slip of tongue. This is not an error. This is just a slip. So you are quite sure that this is a slip and the student knows how to say the sentence in the present continuous tense. So you just say the same sentence and stop at the point where the students made the error. He is eat, and then the student will say eating. He's eating. Sorry, he's eating. Yeah. Number five is recasting. Recasting is when the teacher says exactly what the student said, but correct. So you say correctly what the student said wrong. For example, and here, when you think that the student, this is not a slip, this is an error, the student is not able to correct himself or herself. Like, for example, we have read a book. You know that read is the first conjugation, and read is in the past, and read is in the past participle. So if you say we have, then the student will say read. So we have, you're trying to reformulate the sentence, but the students will not get it. So at this time, you need to recast it. You say correctly what the student said wrong. So you say, we've read. The student will say, we have read. or we've read, then you say we've read. We've read, not read. We've read. Okay? Yeah, we've read. So yeah, number 6 is clarification request. Like when one of the students makes an error, then you just say, sorry, pardon me, excuse me. Then they might get it that they made a mistake. All right? So this is called clarification request. Number 7 is reactive teaching. And what do I mean by reactive teaching? Reactive teaching is when you use instructions or when you try to remind the students of some CCQs about the lesson. Like when they say, he eating fish, you say, do we use the verb with verb be in present, or we just use the verb with ing? So this is reactive teaching. You're trying to remind them of the CCQs of the lesson, or you try to give them some instructions to correct themselves. Of course, in number 7 and number 4, you can use the finger correction. Finger correction helps to show the students where the error has been made. Like, he eating fish. He is eating fish. So if they say he eating fish, you need to highlight this one. Highlight the form of the tense. He eating fish, or he what? Yes, he is eating fish. Okay? So 7 ways on how to correct on the spot. Positive, negative, direct feedback, prompt teacher correction, inviting peer correction, reformulation, recasting, clarification request, and reactive teaching. Now let's move on to the delay. When you delay the error correction, 2 ways. And we said we correct on the spot if the focus is on accuracy, and we correct, we delay the correction if the focus is on fluency. So if you have the students doing a speaking activity, please do not interrupt them and do not correct them on the spot. Take notes, and after the activity, you can put 2, 3, or 4 sentences on the board and ask them to correct the wrong sentences. Invite the students to say whether the sentences are correct or incorrect and why. This is called DEC, or delayed error correction. Another method is to take notes and teach this in a separate lesson, in a subsequent lesson in the future, not on the same lesson. All right, so we have 2 different ways for delayed error correction. The first one is after the activity, and the second one is in a separate lesson. Okay, the third one, the third case is just to ignore, because you as a teacher, you can't be correcting all the errors on the spot or on the same lesson. Just ignore, or plan to teach something around the error in one of the coming lessons. Thank you so much, everyone. And I would like to say something here, that error correction is not the same as feedback methods. Okay, giving feedback in a lesson, using different ways of giving feedback in a lesson is not the same as error correction. This is something, and this is something somehow different. We might talk about giving feedback or feedback methods in other coming videos. Thank you so much for all the people who are watching right now. Please do not forget to leave a comment about something that we have said in this live video, and do not forget to mention all the English teachers you know, and share this live video so that you encourage me to go for more. Thank you so much, and have a look at the other videos on this page. We have more than 10 videos now. Have a look at them, and hopefully we meet very soon. Thank you so much. This is Saeed Rashad, and see you next time. Goodbye.